more rain on the way by the looks of it. Just blowing his guts out. We're on the wrong side today. The wind was blowing this way yesterday and blowing all the whitebait across the surface to us. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, yeah, oh, a lot of wrigglies on the low tide. There's a few wrigglies in there, about 10. It's a real good sign on the low tide when there's bait on the low tide. Usually means it's going to be a mad rush. Just a bit of a bugger that wind's blowing them all over the other side. Well, bugger for us, not a bugger for those guys. Oh, about another 15 or 20 in there. It's going to be a good day. Water's clear today too. It's the first time it's been clear all season, and that's good. Instead of getting little hits here and there, you get them in big shoals, and it's way better when the water's clear. And you can see them too sometimes. You can see them swimming up. There's no sun today. I don't think I've seen any today. Chuck these ones back in and wait for the mad rush, I think. I always let quite a few go for the seagulls when I'm cleaning them. Some people get really annoyed. Oh, you're wasting the bait, but we're stealing their food, so might as well get back to them a wee bit, eh? It's a good sign, they're real lively. Just for the record, you're not supposed to look in other people's buckets. It's kind of an unwritten law when you go whitebaiting, but people do. People sneakily walk by and try to get the old without pretending to look without looking. Everyone looks in buckets, but you're not supposed to. What? She's just not happy she didn't get to come whitebait today. No, stay down. I can't take a whitebait, and she eats other people's whitebait. She goes and chases the seagulls. Down. Get on your mat. What? Anyway, sorry to cut that whitebaiting trip short. Holy shit, the next net load I pulled up was massive. Another good haul today. It's been pretty consistent the last 5 days. Now I think tomorrow's going to be a crack too. It's been raining all day today. I keep meaning to get all this awesome whitebait footage of the whitebait swimming into the net, but it's been real dirty so far and haven't had any clean water. And I probably could have got some today, but then there was so much whitebait I didn't want to go and get the camera, because what happens is they all come in at once and you've got a limited time to catch them all and frantically clean and get net back in the water, and all of a sudden it's done. So it's really hard to pick up the bloody camera and film and get footage of the whitebait screaming up the river for you guys and catch them at the same time. That was my plan today. I was going to get out, I'm just going to film today, and it turns out they were running again, so bloody hell. Anyway, anybody want to buy some fresh whitebait? And it is fresh. I take care of my whitebait. This is probably the best whitebait in the country. Look at it, still bloody wriggling. in the freezer. This is Catherine. She's been helping me put a whole bunch of videos on this Chinese social media websites, making chapters and subtitles. There's whitebait in there, but
A lot of rubbish.
I decided to take her fishing. She just ended up cleaning all the whitebait. She hasn't actually done any fishing, she's just been cleaning whitebait. And it's pretty dirty. There's a lot of shit in there. Good to have her because that means I can catch more whitebait, otherwise I'd be spending half the bloody time cleaning. Pretty good system here. I've got the mesh on top of ice packs in the bottom there, and I just drain the water out through the bung occasionally so the whitebait stays nice and fresh. As you can see, that looks like it was caught 10 minutes ago, not 4 or 5 hours ago. Works mint. Definitely recommend giving this system a go. Keep your whitebait as fresh as possible. Look at that. Hey fellas. 3 little birds. Rescued them from off the road. I was driving up to pick Sonny up actually, and passed a paradise duck with their ducklings on the side of the road. The paradise duck was actually flying right at me, and there was nowhere to stop and pull over, so I thought, oh, I'll just let them go. They were very close to a stream. They'd almost made it, and then on the way back, the mother and the rest of the ducks was gone. I thought I saw her run over on the road, but it turns out it was a poo gecko, and these 3 little ducks were running along the road all on their own. So me and Sonny caught them, brought them home. So I've put them in here in the old trampoline. It's worked really good. I put a light out there for them to stay warm. I did find another duck actually, a mallard duck, but it was really little, and I think with the 3 bigger ducks they out-crowded it from the light. It was overcrowded. 4's a crowd apparently when you're a duck, and the poor little fella didn't make it. So I got those 3 in there, and I've just been feeding them a mixture of sesame seeds, with husk on, hemp seed, linseed, and some chia seeds, and I just chuck it in the water with some grit. It's important they have grit in there too, and they eat grass and eat that mixture, and I've had them for a week now. Hopefully they'll grow big. They're happy little chaps. They just chirp non-stop. I chucked one of my decoys in there, but they don't care. I guess it's a mallard, not a paradise duck. There's my whitebait set up for those of you interested. It's pretty good. It's a collapsible net on a pole, and I have quite a long pole. Could actually probably be a metre longer, but it only just fits on the back of the ute like that. The reason I have a long pole is sometimes when the whitebait come in, they'll end up in the eddies sitting out a little bit further from bank, and if you're scooping next to the bank you won't get those shoals, or if you extend your net right out into where the eddies are, that's where they sit and you'll pick them up. And the collapsible pole means it's easily transportable. I harvested some pippies and some cockles yesterday, so I'm going to have those for lunch. Sprouts. So good. Okay, there is a bit of fluffing around involved, but Man, they are so tasty. I'm going to wait till these get a bit bigger before I eat them. Oh man, that was a fail. I often fail in the kitchen, but when I do, it's abysmal. Holy shit. That was yuck. I put noodles, Hokkien noodles, pippy, some lemon zest, squeeze a bit of lemon juice in there, put some salt and pepper, some butter, some sesame oil and some kombu sauce, and I thought it was going to be real delicious. I could barely choke it down. I was just so hungry, that's why I ate it. I'm not going to give you that recipe. Throwing the towel in today. Thought there was going to be a run, bit of a fresh. Sea's not bad, not enough current in there, they're just going straight up the middle. Try to get all my gear in without the boat washing away. Went for a bit of a swim the other day. Sea's going to kick up tomorrow, it's meant to be a 6 metre swell. And then Sunday, Monday, flat as 130 mil in the headwaters tomorrow too, so should be a good weekend for baiting. Last weekend. Glorious, what a beautiful evening. Just still. If the kids were here, I'd take them floundering. Not every day is a winner. In fact, I've gone a fair few days without catching anything. Just, well, 4, 5, 20. Them's the breaks. They just all come in a mad rush. So for those of you guys that aren't white baiters, it's not like this every day. I'll show you fellas and fellasses a pretty sweet way to cook whitebait. It's just a different way if you're getting sick of having it patties or whatever. Ingredients: corn flour, whitebait and seasoning, salt, pepper. I'm going with this deep bush from Stefan Maori. It's probably my favourite seasoning of his. Savoury with a horobito. It is so good, but he's got a range of different seasonings. Check those out. You can just use salt and pepper too. I'm going to show you how to make a pretty mean salad dressing, just a French salad dressing. Salt and pepper is what we need. That's what we're missing. I'm running a bit low on pepper. Okay, for the dressing, cider vinegar. This stuff's the best, Bragg's, in my opinion anyway. It's bloody good. See if you can go with the raw and unfiltered cider vinegar, because it's got the mother in it, which is the good stuff. Sesame oil, olive oil, what do you call that stuff? Whole grain mustard, hot English mustard. You can use American mustard, any kind of mustard. I've also got some ginger, some lemon, and a very small amount of spring onion. I prefer more, but that's all I've got. So first of all, just dump all of your corn flour in a pot there, a mixing bowl. Now chuck the whitebait in there too. Get in there and just roll the whitebait around in the corn flour with your fingers and coat it really nicely. You can do this with frozen whitebait or semi-frozen whitebait. I think it works a bit better because when you make, oh, what's that bloomin' delicious, ideally you'd use peanut oil, but I've run out, so I'm just going to use olive oil. Grapeseed oil works really well too. Any oil with a high flash temperature, which olive oil doesn't have, but I'll use it anyway. So you want your pan nice and hot, and just a dash of butter in there. Another ingredient I forgot to mention, shredded coconut, and you just throw that in with the whitebait right at the end, and it browns up nicely and gives it a really nice flavour and also a little bit of extra crunch. Alright, get a little bit of butter there. I'm going to smack the oil in the pan first. It actually calls for a fair bit of oil, this recipe, so I don't know if it's the healthiest, but it's the bloody tastiest. Get a couple of chopsticks to stir it around with. I'm going to biff that butter in the pan now. We've got that nice and hot. This is probably best done in a deep frying basket, so you can get that all super hot and then chuck them in. It works alright on the stove top, but the oil does lose its heat pretty quickly and there's a lot of fluffing around. I think if you had super hot oil in the deep fryer, you'd be able to just chuck it in and fry it super quick and have the whitebait quite tender and the outside crunchy, but because I'm doing it in the pan, I have to fry it quite a bit to get the crunch of the whitebait or the crunch of the bloody corn flour, and the whitebait dries out a wee bit. It's kind of like whitebait chips. I'm just chopping this ginger up super fine. You can even crush it with the flat of the knife. Oh, garlic clove in the salad dressing too. But basically it's just vinegar, lemon juice, olive oil and mustard and a bit of salt and pepper. With this garlic, you're actually supposed to crush it and chop it, or chop it 10 to 15 minutes before you use it, and it gives the active ingredient in there the chance to activate, and it's healthier if you eat it that way. If you chop it straight up and chuck it in, the chemical reaction doesn't really take place, so you don't get that health benefit that you would otherwise. Alright, I'm going to mix this in a cup. Get a coffee cup. And once again, I don't have blooming amounts and stuff, I just put it all in. So just a little teaspoon of hot English mustard. If you like it spicy, I like it spicy. Hot English up there, let's whack some bloody whole grain mustard in there. So I'm going to bang quite a good amount of olive oil in there. A wee bit of sesame oil. Sesame oil's got all sorts of health benefits, really good for you. And some cider vinegar, and then a bit of salt in there. There we go. And I'm going to grate some lemon zest off as well. Right, just stir that up there. Oh, sweet chili sauce. You can use honey in there as well. Honey's probably the healthier option. Stir that all up. I'm going to squeeze a bit of lemon juice in there as well. So you want to cook that whitebait till it starts to brown off a little bit, and then just as it's starting to brown, which it's doing now, I'm going to biff some of this coconut in there. Put that whitebait on paper towels to get rid of some of that oil. Just chuck whatever you want in there. Some greens, lettuce, cabbage, whatever, it doesn't matter. Make a bloody salad, chuck it in. Don't go too hard on that dressing because it's got quite a bite to it. But it offsets the saltiness of the whitebait. You can just put salt and pepper on your whitebait and add it to the salad. It's still bloody good, but not as good as the big bush from Stepta Maori. So good. It's so good. There's so many good flavours in there and textures. It's crunchy and chewy. So much flavour. This is a really good way to cook your whitebait if you're sick of having it in patties or boiled or whatever.
Crack and break with the changes you will confront, and with each gift that you share, you may heal and repair. With each choice you make, you may help someone's day. And I know you are strong. May your journey be long, and I wish you the best of luck.